was odd. Okay, hello. Hello, everyone. Hi there. I'm Teacher Oakley. This is Verbling. Welcome. Welcome to verbling.com. For the next hour, we're going to be learning some vocabulary by looking at idioms that have to do with temperature. Lots of idioms have to do with hot and cold, warm and cool. Okay, so we're going to do that by looking at some fill-in-the-blank exercises as well, as we usually do when we look at idioms. We will talk about related idioms. We will talk about how and when idioms are used in particular, and I always enjoy hearing about similar idioms in your first language as second language English learners. It's always interesting for me to hear about idioms that are the same in your language. Okay, let me start out first of all by welcoming you guys. Hello, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Heidi, am I frozen? Am I frozen? Is my video frozen?
No, you are moving.
Cool. Okay. Mine, because what I can see, my screen, I'm completely frozen.
No, it's okay.
Okay. It's weird. Okay. Igor, are you there? I don't really understand your messages. AFK for a couple of minutes. Away from keyboard. Okay, got it. Never mind. I understand. All right, I'll say hi to you later. Let me welcome Wenting.
Hello, glad to see you.
Very nice to see you as well. Wenting, that's a very interesting name. Where are you from?
China. That's my Chinese name.
Okay, very good. Okay, welcome to the class, Wenting, and hopefully you guys will learn some new vocabulary today by learning idioms that have to do with temperature, hot and cold, and icy, frosty, these kinds of things. In fact, we're going to start with cold, cool, and frosty idioms. All right, let me do a screen share here with you all. Okay, let's get started. Cool, cold, and frosty. All right, complete the idiomatic expressions with the words that you see here in italics, in bold font. Italics. All right, this may be tricky. We'll do the best we can here. Before we get started, let me quickly welcome Nguyen.
Hello, teacher. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks.
Right. Okay. Welcome to the class. Okay. Heidi, I'm going to start with you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I got cold water.
No. Nguyen, I'm sorry, Heidi. Nguyen?
Yes.
It's extremely loud where you are. So, yes, please mute your microphone when you're not speaking. Okay, Heidi? No.
Got cold water, no?
No. Well,
no?
As an idiom, no, that doesn't really exist. I mean, of course, it's a very practical, useful, physical expression. I have got cold water, I've got hot water, but not as an idiom.
Cold what?
Usually we say get, actually. Get cold.
Get cold what?
Cucumber. No.
Cold treatment.
It's easy.
No.
Treatment.
No. Yeah, you can get cold treatment.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to
My turn. I'm thinking.
Okay.
think.
Cold blood?
No.
No.
Okay. These are very difficult because
Feet.
cold feet. Very good. All right. You can certainly get cold treatment from someone. That's very true. If they treat you very coldly, you can also use the adverb. Then of course they're not friendly. They're not warm. We use the opposite, warm. He got very warm treatment. Okay, friendly, hospitable. Cold treatment is very severe, strict. Not necessarily rude, but not exactly welcoming. Very methodical, kind of robot-like treatment. Yeah, and that's very true. And there's also, of course, you mentioned cold blood. Yeah, that is definitely a common collocation, meaning merciless, having no mercy, cold-blooded. Okay, but the correct answer here is cold feet.
Feet.
What does that mean when you get cold feet?
Cold feet.
Do you have any idea?
No.
Okay, here's a clue. Here's a big clue. This idiom is most often used for talking about people who are about to get married. They get cold feet. Okay, meaning freaked out. Well, freaked out. Not exactly freaked out, but they start to. Well, here's another idiom. They start to second guess themselves. They start to.
Okay, I got it.
Think about backing out of.
Yeah.
Some kind of deal.
I got cold feet.
Yeah, you get cold before you get married. You start to think,
reluctant. Suddenly be reluctant.
that's good. Yeah, that's good. Suddenly very reluctant. Okay. Quick howdy, hi, welcome to Michael. Hi, Michael.
Hey, Oakland.
Hi there. Hello, Max.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Hello, hello. I'm good. Good to have you aboard. And hello, Igor. Okay, Igor, you're up. Your turn here.
Hello, teacher.
Hi.
Glad to see you here. Miko, okay, let me think about this one.
Blank be cold.
Left me cold?
It left me cold. What on earth does that mean? If something leaves you cold.
I think it means that it frightens you.
Yeah, okay. It could mean that, actually. It could mean that it frightens you or it leaves you kind of paralyzed, which sometimes when we're very frightened, we're paralyzed. Or there's actually another, it left me cold. There's another kind of meaning for this used in a totally different way. He left me cold.
Like it don't bother you. You don't care about it.
No, not necessarily that. It's kind of a little more of the physical meaning. He left. He disappeared suddenly, without warning. Okay. Just like we sometimes use cold, for example, a cold call is a call that is sudden, out of the blue. You don't know the person. For example, salespeople do cold calls. They don't know the people, and so the people who get the calls, it's very sudden and whoa.
Spammers.
Where did that come from?
Spammers?
So there's a couple meanings here. What's that?
Spammers?
Not spammers. People who call on the phone, we don't call them spammers. We reserve that term for email. But we don't use cold emails. It would seem to be appropriate. We just don't say that. You usually talk about cold calling as a common marketing strategy.
I see.
Not necessarily a good one. Sure, and we went to Manila and all of a sudden John disappeared. He just left me cold. I have no idea where He didn't even say why he was leaving. He just took off. It was the weirdest thing.
Like a true British.
I don't know that at all. Not sure what you mean by that.
We have a saying, I don't know if it's true, but they say that British often left without saying a goodbye.
Really?
Yeah.
I have not had that experience, and I've known quite a few Brits. So I don't know. Maybe that's a stereotype, but I don't. In my personal experience, that's not really true, but that's just my personal. I don't know. I've never heard that before. Interesting. A quick shout out and hello to Keiko. Hello, Keiko. Welcome to the class.
Hello, teacher. Thank you.
Hi there. Nice to see you again. Okay. I'm going to fly over to talk to Wenting for a minute. Wenting? How about
Hello.
C? Something my
I
cool.
think
Cool my cool.
lost my cool.
Lost my cool. Have you ever lost your cool?
I think yes.
You think so? I think most people have. What does that mean if someone loses their cool?
I think it's become just lose the calm.
Yeah, that's
angry.
right. Yeah, get angry, lose their calmness, or common English word, good word to know. They lose their composure. All right, their sort of emotional stability. Right, and usually it means get angry. You're absolutely right. Okay, very good job. Michael, how about D, frosty?
Water?
Frosty water?
Yeah.
No.
What's that, Frosty? What's that, firstly?
Frosty. Michael, have you ever heard of Frosty the Snowman? Frosty the Snowman? No? Okay.
No.
All right. No big deal. I was just curious. Frosty the Snowman, a childhood character many English speakers know, British and Americans. Okay.
Maybe I know, but I don't know in English. That's why I'm asking what's Frosty.
Well, okay, Frosty's a name of a childhood character. It has nothing to do with the meaning of the word. It's simply a name, like Michael or Oakley. His name is Frosty, and he is a snowman that comes to life because the children love him. But okay.
Frosty Reception, then.
Frosty Reception. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, very good. You got it.
I just looked up in the dictionary. I translated the word, and I figured out the idea.
Okay. Well, the Frosty, for those who don't know
Not
or not
warm.
looking at the dictionary, not warm, but also frost. All right, I should explain. The word frost in English. When it gets very cold at night, of course, water condenses on the ground and there's moisture on the ground. Even in the summer, first thing in the morning at 6 in the morning, the ground is wet. In the fall, when it gets close to winter, the ground gets wet, but then it's cold enough so the ground freezes, and that's called frost. Often you get frost on the window, for example. That thin layer of water that freezes, that's called frost. Okay, so frosty, yeah, meaning quite cold. So frosty reception, very close to what Heidi and I were talking about earlier. Well, yeah, not warm, but a cold reception. A frosty reception is when it doesn't necessarily mean rude, but it means unwelcoming. A warm reception would be, so good to have you back in class. Glad you could join me here at Verbling. That's a warm reception. Michael, is your microphone working? Great. And now let's go to Max. Okay, that's a bit of a frosty reception.
You can skip in that point, like about microphone. You can just do not say anything, like all the class.
That would be a truly frosty reception. If I did not greet you to class, that would be a frosty reception. Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Sometimes happens here on Verblink. Not with you, not with you.
You know, sometimes even with me, if it ever happens, actually, it may be because I'm doing a screen share and I can't see somebody come into class. So it does happen to me occasionally, I have to admit, but it's an oversight. It's not purposeful. Igor, greeting somebody by saying, "What the hell do you need?" that's rude. Okay, that's beyond Frosty. But Frosty is just lack of warmth, lack of just very utilitarian would be a Frosty, strict, severe reception. Okay, Max. In cold
water.
No. which is funny, Max, because we do have an expression in hot water, meaning you're in trouble. Ooh, you got in hot water with the bomb. Yeah. So, yeah.
In cold. Blood.
Very good. Yes. Yeah, it is weird that we have the expression in hot water, but we have no expression in cold water. It is strange, but there you have it. English is strange. You're very correct. In Cold Blood. There's a famous book by that name, by Truman Capote. Great book. But anyway, I highly recommend it. It's a scary book, actually. What does that mean, in cold blood?
When you don't scare of something.
No.
Very cruel.
No. Very cruel. Merciless.
Yeah. He killed him in the cold blood.
And usually co-located with killed. Murdered in cold blood, killed in cold blood.
Without any thinking.
Without any remorse, with no, conscience, no feelings of guilt at all, no mercy. Yeah, the book I mentioned, In Cold Blood, is about these guys who traveled around America, and they were mass murderers. They killed several people, but the way they did it was very scary, because the author got to know these murderers extremely well. I mean, really well. And so this is a very in-depth portrait of these people, these murderers, killers that kill people absolutely without thinking almost, and it's a very scary book. Anyway, be scared. Okay, very good. Thank you. Welcome, Araceli. Hi there.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good. I'm going to get to you in just a moment, so you can try one of these. I'll talk to you in just a sec. Keiko, it's your turn. You're up.
My turn.
No, it's Keiko's turn, actually. Keiko. F.
Oh, teacher.
Kako. Okay.
I am thinking, as cool as lost?
No.
No.
It has to be a noun, because we have the article.
Light.
No. No. This is a little bit surprising.
Cucumber.
There you go. Yeah. Little surprised you didn't know this one. This one is very, very common. As cool as a cucumber. But what does that mean if I say cacao is as cool as a cucumber? Yeah,
not interesting.
No, not at all. It's actually a compliment. Yeah, it's actually a nice thing to say about somebody. Means, well,
calm.
not really calm under pressure. Calm in a stressful situation. Okay. Messier taking the final penalty shot with a 0-0 tie score to win the World Cup. He's not even sweating. Okay, he's as cool as a cucumber. Okay, for example, one very similar one that I kind of like. I think it sounds cool. I like it. This is a recent one. I think a sports announcer made this up a few years back. As cool as the other side of the pillow. I like that one. All right, meaning the same thing. As cool as the other side of the pillow. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and it's a compliment. It's a very good thing. It's not a bad thing. Okay, quick shout out and welcome to Kuyen. Is it Kuyen? Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Hi, am I saying your name correctly?
Oh yeah. My name is Gwen. I come from Vietnam.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very good. We'll do the class. I'll be talking to you in just a moment. Hang on. I'm going to go to our Araceli, who is now 2 people. Araceli, are you here? You're here twice, but are you really here?
Yeah.
Kuyan, I'll come right back to you, okay? Just one moment.
Yeah.
Araceli, are you here? She's here twice, but she's not here even once. Whoa, ironic. All right, Araceli, I'll come back to you. Kuyan.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to throw you right in. Which word could I fill in the blank with to make an idiom in the cold beep of day? Another idiom that is a title to a famous movie or book, as a matter of fact. In the cold water of day, in the cold cool. Which of these words? Take a guess. It's going to be a noun because we have an article here, the, followed by an adjective, cold. Cold, by the way, as we can see, be an adjective, or it can be a noun. I don't like the cold, for example. What do you think, Quinn? Take a
maybe lie of day.
There you go. Very good. In the cold light of day. This is a hard one to explain. Could you have any idea what this means? In the cold light of day. All right. No idea? Okay. In the cold light of day, meaning something that is shown completely. It is fully exposed. Okay, maybe, possibly because it was hidden, as in, if you can imagine, it was dark, you couldn't see what the real situation was. It's used in an very abstract way to say, okay, in the cold light of day, if we know all the factors, if we know what really happened, okay, maybe we have, maybe we have to reevaluate or, okay, the idea is basically seeing it, really seeing it, seeing the truth. In the cold light of day, the truth, basically, very simply. Often referring to a truth that has been somehow hidden. Araceli, are you back? Are you?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Can you hear me right now?
I can. All right. Can you try H?
Okay. Pour cold water in it?
Very good. Yeah,
No?
of course you pour water. Pour cucumbers. Poured cold water on it. Okay, usually pour cold water on an idea or a suggestion or advice. What does that mean, Araceli?
I think it's the same in Spanish. It's like you have a shock, or yes, you are happy with something, you are hot with an idea you had, and someone tells you that's not possible because that, and so for you it's like you have been poured some cold water on you. So
Well, if you have
you
cold water poured on you, you're going to be
don't
shocked.
know how to react. You get cold
Yeah.
suddenly.
Not really. It's not really about a person's reaction. It's really about doing something to the idea. If you pour cold water on an idea, actually we have a similar idea, a similar idiom. Do you know what the word means to douse? Ooh, that's a tricky one. Throw this one out to the class. Does anybody know what this means to douse? For example,
No,
you might douse a fire.
I think it's talking about
Turn off.
but when you criticize somebody's idea so that he suddenly understands that it wasn't that good at the start.
That's right. Or maybe they still think it's a good idea. You say I'm not going to do that.
It's like
I mean, you may want to go to the beach, but I can say I have too much work to do. There's no way I'm going to the beach. You may still think it's a good idea, but I poured cold water on the idea. I'm not going. I just basically put out that fire. You know, when you can also douse an idea. To douse means to pour water on a fire, to put out a fire. So I'm extinguishing, I'm dousing that idea. I'm completely disregarding it and saying, no, that's not going to happen. Okay? Like that. Or possibly pointing out that it's a bad idea, but either way. Yeah. Regardless of who the person whose idea it is may still think it's a good idea, but if I pour cold water on an idea, I'm basically expressing that that's not going to happen.
So it's more about being cruel.
Being cruel? Not
Yeah.
necessarily. It could be. I mean, it would happen. You would use this in business. You know, Walter's
I think
idea.
it's like about putting out a fire. Like.
Yeah. Okay, it's not about being cruel necessarily. Walter's idea for the new advertising campaign was doused by the customer. The customer poured cold water on Walter's advertising campaign idea. That's saying the same thing. Meaning, just simply enough, the company who hired you to do your advertising isn't going to do it.
They express disapproval for your idea.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. You douse a fire. There's another good verb, not even an idiom, but we also say douse an idea, which would be the same thing, pouring water on the idea. Okay, Heidi. Now it's back to you. Blank in the cold.
Out in the cold.
Yeah. Out in the cold. Well, obviously that can be very physical meaning. You're outside in the winter, you're out in the cold. But
isolated.
Isolated. Very good. Abstractly, excellent. Perfect. Perfect word. Means you're isolated. If you're out in the cold, you're left out. We often use that phrasal verb. In fact, we often use it together with this idiom. He feels left out in the cold as far as decisions in the company. Yeah, he's isolated. No one listens to him. Another interesting, more formal word, which is a cool word to know, is ostracize, to ostracize someone, or someone is ostracized as an adjective. They're isolated. They're kept separate from everyone else. They're out in the cold. Hermited. Well, that's interesting. I've never heard of hermit being used as an adjective. Not saying it can't be. Just personally never seen it before. A hermit is a person who lives by themselves. Yeah. Okay, but there's... Oh, you just made it up. Okay. Very good. All right. It puzzled me. What? Okay. Very good. I guess that would refer to a person. Okay. Let's see. Igor, it's your turn. Jay, keep
cool.
Keep cool. Meaning, of course?
Stay calm.
Yeah. Absolutely. Keep cool. Okay. We may come back to those and review them, put them in a dialogue. I'm going to jump forward. Maybe we'll come back to those to review. Okay, we're going to look at a whole bunch, 10 more idioms that have to do with temperature. This time we move from cool, cold, and frosty to hot and heated. Okay, this time we are going to do exercises that are in the form of a dialogue. One person says the first part, and then the part with a little arrow. A person may reply with this idiom. For example, Wenting, if I said, does anybody know when our contracts, let me start again. Does anybody know when our contracts are going to be renewed? Wenting, you might say...
There seems to be said nobody wants to ask. It's a bit of a heated discussion.
Okay, now that could be correct. Perhaps this is controversial and it's an ongoing discussion. Heated means there's a little bit there's just some emotion behind it. It's something less in degree than an argument. It's not really an argument, but okay. That does fit the sentence and content, but I think it's actually a different answer. Okay, notice, actually it wouldn't fit here. I'm silly me, okay, because the first sentence, nothing's been said. So how could there be a heated discussion? So that actually, I'm sorry, my mistake. Nothing's been said, so obviously it's not a heated discussion. A discussion involves people talking. Okay, my mistake. That would not fit. Nothing's been said. Nobody wants to ask. It's a bit of a... do you have another guess, Wenting?
Maybe hot off the press?
No.
Hot potato.
There you go. It's a bit of a hot potato. A hot potato. Another related idiom. A hot button topic. Okay, very, very much the same meaning. Something that nobody wants to talk about because it's too controversial. People's feelings will get hurt. So just it's something nobody wants to talk about. Maybe it needs to be talked about, but it's a hot potato. We often use a political hot potato. Okay, for example, the politicians, nobody wants to address an issue because if they address this political issue, they're going to make some enemies, one way or the other, because it's controversial. All right, so nobody actually wants to deal with the problem. Igor, does a hot potato in your language mean the same thing? Is it similar?
Yeah, it's like if you are holding a hot potato, you can't hold it for a long time. That's why you need to throw
Right.
it out.
Right. Yeah,
That's why the meaning of this idiom.
exactly. Nobody wants to hold on to it and actually deal with it. So they throw it to each other. They keep passing it to each other. That's another element of the idiom. Like the political hot potato, the Democrats say, "Oh, the Republicans have to deal with this," and the Republicans say, "Well, this is the Democrats' problem because blah blah blah." Well, but there's more Republicans in the House, so they need to deal with the problem. So it goes back and forth, and really nothing gets done. Basically, essentially, all American politics today. Okay, let's move on. Michael? All right. What you said yesterday... hang on. I think I have to adjust this slightly. Let me get a little smaller so everything fits here. What you said yesterday was unfair and unkind. In fact, it really hurt. I've been very upset about it, and I couldn't sleep. Michael, you might say... Yeah.
I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it. I just said it. In the heat of the moment.
Very good. Perfect. In the heat of the moment, you say something in the heat of the moment, you say it spontaneously. You say it usually because there's some kind of an emotional discussion, a heated discussion going on. And you say something that you probably didn't mean. You hurt someone's feelings. Okay. In the heat of the moment. I didn't really mean that. Okay. Sure, we've all done that. Max, number 3. Were you and Joe having an argument last night? It seemed a bit aggressive.
Oh no, we were just having... heated discussion. A heated discussion about politics. That's all.
Yeah. We were talking about fire and heat a couple of days ago. Idioms class we had a couple of days ago. And I mentioned that Americans love to have heated discussions. But they're not really arguments. We like to talk. We have opinions about everything, and we like to fight with each other. Not really fight, but we like heated discussions. I've noticed as I've been traveling that in many countries, when Americans have a heated discussion, many people, especially in Asian countries, but elsewhere, think that the Americans are getting ready to shoot each other with a gun or something. But not at all. We actually enjoy a heated discussion. It's almost a hobby, actually. For some of us, it is a hobby. I have a couple friends who I know, if I invite them to my house, we have a couple beers, we're going to have a heated discussion. And I look forward to it, and so do they. Some people go play tennis. We have heated discussions. Okay.
But not all Americans like to discuss.
No, I mean, that's a generalization, of course. Of course, it's overgeneralizing, but many do. Okay. All right. Whose turn is it here? Okay, hang on. Let me think. Cacao, your turn. Number 4. I'm thinking of getting one of the VWs.
I'm thinking of getting one of the VWs. I hear there. Selling like hotcakes.
Yeah. Okay, this is a very normal, very common idiom. Selling like hotcakes. They're very popular. A lot of people are buying them. Very straightforward, simple idiom, really. Yep. very common. Okay, great. Araceli, how about number 5? I've just been made chairman. Araceli, are you there? Okay. Okay, Kuyen. Goodbye. I can't tell you how many times that happens to me. I call somebody's name and they vanish that exact second. It's like faster than they could react to me. I know they're not disappearing because they don't want to talk. It's like I have a magic ability. It's very strange. Okay, Heidi, I guess we'll go back to you.
I've just been made chairman. What are you than me? What? In the hot seat?
Very good. Yeah. In the hot seat. Okay, what does that mean if I put you in the hot seat?
Hot seat. Good post. No.
No. It's a negative thing. To be in the hot seat is very negative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's very common for a teacher to put a student in the hot seat. Directly ask them a question so they have to answer, for example. It means to put somebody under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Make under pressure or responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or in this case, kind of both. You know, if you're the chairman, you're
Pressure.
totally responsible and you're under a lot of pressure. But yeah. Okay. In the hot seat. He's in the hot seat. So, okay, he's in the hot seat for the new advertising campaign means he's responsible. If it goes wrong, he's the one that's going to get fired. He's in the hot seat. Okay. Okay, or if I call on you in class, I can put you on the hot seat. Igor?
Hot water, teacher.
No, hot water means you've already made a mistake. Okay, if you're in the hot seat, you may make a mistake, but it means that you have pressure. You still have to answer, or you still have to perform. You still have to do the advertising campaign. You still have to answer the teacher's question. So you're not in trouble yet. If you've already made a mistake, if you're about to be punished, then you're in the hot seat. I mean, then you're in hot water. Okay? So
Okay, teacher.
All right. So there's a little difference there.
Thank you.
One may follow the other, but not always. Not 100% of the time. Okay. Igor, number 6. I'm glad I don't work at reception.
No, from what I've heard, it's blank of gossip. Can I look at the examples?
Yep. It's a blank of gossip. I like
a
this.
hotbed? Gossip.
Excellent. Very good. A hotbed of gossip. Okay, we use this expression, hotbed of something.
Hotbed. I think it's like, it's a place where you can hear a lot of gossip.
Yes, but it doesn't necessarily have to be gossip. You could be...
for this example.
For this example, yeah. I mean, I could say the U.S. Congress is a hotbed of inactivity. Okay, a hotbed, really, physically, a hotbed of nothing. There's nothing going on there. Okay, okay, a hotbed physically really is a place where you grow vegetables and they grow very quickly and prolifically. Okay, so a hotbed of something is something where the something grows and is thriving, okay, is very strong and healthy, like gossip in this example, like in inactivity in the United States Congress. Okay, you could say Detroit is a hotbed of drug activity, for example. Lots of drugs being sold. Hotbed of criminal activity. Whatever it is, there's a lot of it going on and it's thriving. Okay. Wenting. Let's go to number 7. Hey, Wenting. I hear you met my brother on Friday. He seemed to approve of you.
Yes, he's really nice. Let me see that.
I something straight away.
I warmed to him straight away.
Very good. Okay, again, here's where we see warm. Notice in many of these examples, general idea. Well, this is the only one with warm, actually, now that I take a closer look. I warmed to him. This is friendly. I became friendly with him. I liked him right away. You meet someone, you greet someone warmly. Warm is good. Warm is nice. Warm is comfortable. Hot, on the other hand, often means angry or out of control or trouble. Yeah, warm is good. Cold is, hot is usually bad, and unless we're talking about, you know, of course, if we use hot as an adjective, I think Angelina Jolie is really hot. Obviously, that's actually good. I mean, that she's sexy and attractive. Okay. So I guess it can possibly be positive. Okay, Michael.
Yeah.
That's the third person trying to sell me insurance on the phone this week.
There's nothing to get so about. Just hang up. Like worry about. Can you show me?
Yeah.
Hot under the collar?
Perfect. What does that mean?
Like nervous.
You're not nervous. Angry.
Angry,
this idiom is very specific. Angry.
But nervous and
that's it.
angry is kind of related.
Kind of, but this idiom very much refers to anger, specifically, quite specifically.
Okay. Hot under the collar.
Okay, so that's a very direct idiom. No alternate strange meanings. Max, what I like about Kirsty is she's not afraid to say what she thinks.
That's very true, but she gets herself blink sometimes.
Yeah.
Herself sometimes.
With her big mouth.
Warmed to him?
No. It's a but statement, so okay, this is one thing that you like and that's good, but then it's a but statement, so now we use but to introduce a contrary idea, contrasting idea. So it's good because she likes to talk, but she says whatever she thinks, but it's bad because sometimes it gets her.
I don't know.
No idea?
Just guess.
Let me throw it out to everyone. What happens if somebody just says whatever's on their mind whenever they think it? They could get cacao. Do you know?
I know, but I won't tell.
You won't tell? Really?
I really know.
You really know? Okay. Go ahead. What is it? She gets herself into hot water. Yeah, definitely. She gets herself into hot water. Yeah, she gets herself into trouble with her big mouth. Yeah, of course. Okay. That's all right. I don't think there's a lot to say about that. Somebody who says whatever they think whenever they think, you know, you tell your boss, that is one ugly tie, and your haircut makes you look like a clown. Well, what do you think? If that's the way you talk and speak and act, you're going to get in trouble sometimes. Definitely. Anyway, okay. Cacao.
Have you our catalogs arrived yet? Here's the first one, hot off the press.
Indeed. Brand new publication. Again, another idiom, very, very specific meaning. It means it was, the press means a printing press. Now, I have to add, though, although this idiom is supposed to mean a new publication, I have definitely heard English speakers use this to mean something that has just been produced. Okay, did you finish your PowerPoint for the meeting? Yeah, I just finished it 5 minutes ago. Here it is, hot off the press. Obviously, you're not using a printing press. Yeah.
We have an idiom in Portuguese with similar meaning of that literally translated into English, it would be as direct from the oven, for example.
Okay. Yeah. And I have heard somebody say, hey, you want a cookie? Here they are, hot off the press, strangely enough, to talk about something that's hot out of the oven. And sometimes in English we do say hot out of the oven. Fresh baked bread, hot out of the oven. Delicious.
It is used not only when I talk about food, cooked food or baked food.
Right.
But when we have a very nice or a very new information or a very new work, a very new information.
Sure. Okay.
Oh, I have something to say to tell you that come direct from the oven.
All right. I got some. Okay, actually, you know what? Similarly, I might say, Cacao, I've got some hot gossip for you. All right. That means new gossip. Oh, I got some hot gossip.
But not only in the pejorative meaning.
Right. That's right.
This idiom has a positive meaning.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's kind of neutral. Hot off the press is also more or less neutral. A couple things to note here in the bold print, which is very true. If somebody says something is not all that hot, the whole phrase, it means it's not very good. Yeah, I went to the new restaurant. It's not all that hot. I tried the new Toyota car. I took it for a test drive. It's not all that hot. Not very good. It's less good than, it's negative, but not very negative. It's a little bit negative. Someone who's hot-tempered gets angry very easily, very quickly. And of course, spicy food, we call it hot, which sometimes is very confusing, frankly. If I'm working, my wife cooks dinner and she makes, I don't know, something that's normally spicy. I might say, is it hot? She doesn't know if I mean, is it temperature hot or is it spicy hot? And yes, this confuses even native speakers. Don't worry about it. Anyway. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. Little review, maybe a couple new concepts in this next little section. Heidi, which is 50-50 this time, you get to make a choice.
Mm-hmm.
He says...
He is as cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, nothing upsets him. Would be very funny actually to say he's as hot as a cucumber. Everything upsets him.
Oh, the lunch I ate hot cucumber.
Really?
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, with the
Marvelous.
pork at the restaurant.
Yeah. It's very unusual to eat cucumbers hot in English culture, although I was a chef for many years, and there are dishes I like to make. They're kind of interesting. Hot cucumbers. Okay, anyway, enough of that. Igor, number 2.
His speech got a very tepid reception.
Well, in this case, both of these words mean the same thing. Okay?
Yeah,
So
I've never heard anybody saying lukewarm about a feeling. Tepid feeling I've heard, but not lukewarm feeling.
Okay, maybe it's more American to say lukewarm. I have heard both of these used as an adjective in just this circumstance, a reception, a tepid reception or a lukewarm reception.
So both are right.
Both are right, actually, and it may just be that British may be more prone to use tepid, and Americans are more prone to use lukewarm. Yeah, lukewarm meaning not enthusiastic, not terrible. They didn't boo him, boo. They didn't do that, but they didn't stand up and give him a standing ovation either. Just okay, yeah, thanks, that's great. People seem bored. Okay, so actually tepid or lukewarm can be used for other things. Lukewarm movie reviews, for example, meaning they're not very flattering for the movie. Just, so-so. Okay, the rest are all review, and I'm sorry to say I appear to be out of time. For joining me. I hope you picked up a few idioms, a little bit of vocabulary. Thanks a lot for joining me here on Verbling. See you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for the lesson.